Welcome back, everyone, to the Mindful Nuggets podcast. I'm Michelle Rawls with my co-host, Mr. William Goodwin. Welcome, William. Happy Monday,
Hey,
everyone.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Welcome,
today,
everybody.
right. How was everyone today? Today was first day of school here. So
We've been in the groove already, so we already got a week
yeah,
behind us,
you're
and
already a week in. We're
yeah,
just getting
week two.
started. That's
So
interesting.
yeah,
All
so
right. So today, our topic, everyone, is about discipline, and we're continuing with our freedom series. So would you like to dive in, Mr. William, on what we're doing on the letter D today?
yeah. Well, discipline's showing up basically. You start out in the morning, you get bombarded, and you keep going, and the world comes after you with all these things and trying to get you to do what it wants and not what you want it to do, and then
Right,
this discipline
right.
to bring it back. But yeah, discipline is really building a muscle, and it's the action part. Because as you look at it, once you understand your purpose, you have a vision and have intention to do what you want to do. To get it in motion is discipline, and discipline is everybody looks at discipline kind of in a different way. That it's like sometimes it's a hard work. It is work. Doesn't have to be hard, but it's looked at in discipline as oh my gosh, I got to do this. And oh my gosh, I can keep doing it every day. It's drudgery.
Oh gosh, do I got to do this?
Yeah. Do I got to
Today?
get
Can I
up
do
in the
it
morning and then
tomorrow?
do this routine and all this stuff? But it's the one thing that brings fruit, and it is the last fruit in Galatians 5:22, 5:21 and 22, the fruit of the spirit. So discipline is required to keep all the others in order. And if we don't discipline ourselves, then we fall back to what we know, and usually that's not where we want to be or where we want to go.
Well,
So
and that's
yeah,
based on being consistent as well, because this all goes hand in hand.
well, again, yeah, we're consistent either way. We're consistent not being consistent, or we're consistent being
You're,
consistent. Right?
you're absolutely right there, right?
So yeah, and it really goes back to the saying is how you do anything is how you do everything, and that's how you show up.
Right.
All right, so it becomes a conscious awareness about your discipline and what are you trying to create in your life. And what does it require? Again, if you're going back to purpose, you have your vision, you see what you want, and you have every intention to go out and get it. But some reason life keeps getting in the way. You keep getting
Right.
in the weeds. The world demands things from you. And the simple reason is because you don't have a routine that's disciplined. And I mean, it's a
Very true.
short answer. We can go around the barn as much as you want with it, but what routine are we creating is using discipline to get us to where we want to be? And I can tell you that life is either by design or it designs it for you.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing as you plant a garden with attention in order to get produce out of it, some sort of fruit, crop, whatever you want to say. And you go and you take care of it, you nurture it, you weed it, and you do all the things. And now suddenly in fall, you got a harvest. That's discipline. The lack of discipline is you plant stuff, you never tend to it, the weeds take over, the birds get it, and the worms eat it out, and eat the roots,
That's right.
and then you have no crop. That's a lack
Yeah.
of discipline, lack of routine, because you just made that one effort and that was it.
Right. Right.
So you're gonna grow something.
But you'll either grow something that actually comes to a harvest or a fruition, or you won't. It will not go that route.
Well, well, if you look at your mind, what do you feed it in the morning?
Oh,
We,
what you
we, we
feed
get up,
it is
we go to breakfast. That's one thing. Okay.
right.
Hopefully we're eating a healthy breakfast. Otherwise, I'm gonna turn you
I
loose
hope
on
so.
that. Yeah. I mean, seriously, because I'm gonna look at it from three perspectives. If you got your body, you got your mind, and you got your soul, your
Right.
spirit. Okay. So you feed your body, hopefully you're feeding it good food because you want performance out of yourself. You want to be able to have good fuel to burn, and you want to be able to move and get oxygen to your brain. Otherwise, you're sluggish. All
Right.
right. All right. Or you eat bad foods and you eat too many carbs, you become lethargic. You start doing caffeine in the morning, so you choke off your endorphin release, and then all of a sudden your cortisol's up, and all that
And you
stuff. So
got
you
brain
really,
fog, you're not able to concentrate.
right. So
It's
just,
just a
I mean,
bad
you're
pattern.
shot from the
So,
get go. Yeah. And you're not in charge of your day. You're not commanding the day as you should.
that's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
The day's now got a hold of you.
Yep.
So,
Yes, it
so the
does.
second thing is, what do we do for our mind? Because the mind's just like the body. I mean, what are we feeding it? Are we scrolling back and forth, up and down, getting caught up in media, checking the emails, all those different things that we do? How does that contribute to a life that is by design and designed for success?
Well, let's go over, discipline, because you have a routine in the morning, I have a routine in the morning, everybody has their certain routine, but how you start that routine is how you start your day, your thoughts, your intentions, and how you're
Mm-hmm.
going to make things happen.
Right. So,
How is it that you're actually starting your day? Let's give some examples for everyone.
okay.
Okay.
All right. So in the morning, we'll wake up. All right. I love my sleep. Don't get me wrong. All right. But I do get up and I make a decision to get up. All right. So I'm already telling myself I'm going to make a plan for the day.
Right.
All right. And
Right.
I'm intentional about that. And then I'll come in and the very first thing, let me back up. The very first thing I do when I wake up is I'm in gratitude to God that thank you. I can wake up and then I seek his will for today. So I'm quiet.
Right.
I don't say anything to anybody. I don't turn nothing on. I don't listen to anybody. I'm quiet. And I'm
So
still.
you're having peacefulness with an intention of what's
Right.
going to take place in gratitude. I know you do gratitude. I know you do
Mm-hmm.
your Bible study. So,
Well, right. So that's what you're feeding the mind and your spirit at the same time
right.
when you're reading the word, but we also set intentions of what we want to
Yeah.
accomplish. All right. So
Right.
in the morning, when you get to that point, so one, be still. Don't let all of the world's noise interfere with your day. Because if you let the world interfere, i.e., picking up the phone,
I
scrolling,
say that
seeing what's
phone is
going
the
on in the
worst thing you can
news,
pick up in the
right?
morning.
Okay. Well, what you just traded
Mm-hmm.
was equity for your own personal design, for your own inner peace
Yep.
and your own mental equity, because we only have so much bandwidth and so much fuel we can burn today. You're already giving it away to chaos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So instead of doing that, start intentionally seizing the moment, seizing the day first off, because you can control the mornings. You don't benefit from the day. All right.
Right.
Because
Right.
you're now you're in the catbird's position and you're sitting and you're being quiet. You're feeding your body, you're feeding your mind, and you're doing gratitude because gratitude puts you in a different perspective too, in a positive mindset, not scarcity. Eventually, gratitude pays off because you'll start seeing opportunities in troubles.
Right.
When the world sees things that, oh my gosh, that's a problem, you don't see an opportunity because you're in gratitude. You don't see it that way anymore. So you're training your mind already in a discipline. That's the discipline.
Well, and one of the things I
For
want to point
example.
out too with the discipline process is the journal or writing down process as well. Because if you're disciplined to the point where you are being still, like you said, which is highly important in the morning, very much if you can sit in the morning and just be in you. And I know myself, my morning is like yours, very similar. My morning starts out in gratitude to God, opening my eyes, putting my feet on the floor. This is my
Mm-hmm.
discipline process, but not just that. It's also being in gratitude down on paper and, literally a prayer journal per se. Thank you,
Okay.
Lord.
Let's hold that thought for a second. Okay. So we were eventually going to get to like, what is your intention for today? Why is it that you're picking what you're picking that you want to get done today? And why does it matter? And how does it affect the
Right,
long, the long game of what you're after?
right.
Hopefully it's that, freedom. That's what we're on, this freedom series. Be financial freedom. It's just freedom, period, that you get to be you authentically.
Yeah,
Now, so going back to what you're doing, so we write this down. We're taking a thought and we're making it real. And we're not typing on a computer board. We're making it personal on a piece of paper. And there's power in that. When you write it with your own hands, you visualize it, you see it, and what was thought now becomes reality.
So
Just on paper.
I just want to point out something because you're actually talking about a sermon that I'm going to reference it, but I was watching Pastor Furtick, Stephen Furtick's uh, sermon on Sunday, and you're
Mhm.
right in alignment with Proverbs 19:21.
Go ahead and read
What
it
you're
out.
saying, and that is many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Meaning
Okay.
that,
Well, it is. It is because where do you get visions from? Dreams.
I
Where's
mean,
the source?
in my mind, I'm getting it from God. He's showing me where I need to be and what I need to do.
Okay. So you're in tune with the spirit. All
Right.
right.
Very
It
much
is
so.
He that's giving you His purpose, His will.
Hmm.
We may have plans. All right. He has plans to prosper us, but
Right.
I'll let me back up a little bit on that. We were previously on surrender, and this is part of surrender too. We have intentions, and this is very limited to what we can think and see. They may be big to us, but God has a bigger plan,
Hmm.
and it's way better than ours. And if we're
Right.
not flexible to that, we're going to limit ourselves, and you're limiting God from what He has planned for you. And that's also being selfish because you're taking control of what you want.
Right.
All right, not what God wants. But the thing is, when you have that vision, when you have the desire to accomplish something in your life, you write it down. I know we're kind of going down a rabbit hole a little bit away from discipline, but the fact
Not
is, we can tie it
necessarily. It
together.
ties
We can
in.
tie it together with your
Yeah.
journal because
Yeah.
now we have historical, and
Right.
then we can see measurement. We can see measurement, then we can see growth or lack of, and then we can also fine tune and see the things that we can improve on and get feedback from as well. But the thing is, if we don't make it real, it's never going to be.
Right. I mean, so going back just a little bit, set the intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Set the time that you know you're going to get up, set that intention of what you're going to do when you do wake up, and you know, reflect. Have that time to be at peace, you know, and reflect with what the
Well,
day would offer.
started off in
Right.
calmness, not
Exactly.
chaos.
Yeah.
That is first and foremost. If you're starting on chaos, you already lost the
Yeah.
morning. It's done. All right, it's gotten past you, and the world's dictating what it wants you to do, not what you are planning to do. All right. So it's in control. You're not. And
Yeah.
it really
And
in God's
submit it to
control. Okay.
yourself.
So let me qualify a little bit. But the fact is you can let the world control you and drive your train. And there's no fruit from that. There never will be. It'll never give you what you're looking for in your life because it's always either taking or getting what it wants. It's not in
That's a good
contribution
one.
to.
Taking. We're always about giving. We want you to
Yeah.
give.
So
You know,
there's
be in
no
contribution.
contribution. So yeah, exactly. So the discipline of setting that routine is crucial to your success in your life, whatever that may be. Right. And it's always going to be the case because the world drifts and your own drifts with it. Or you choose to do something about it and you discipline yourself to do the things that you need to do to create something in your life by design and by what God wants you to do. There's no in between. There never has been and never will be.
So let's
And
talk
so
about that. You know, you mentioned in our notes here that 97% of people settle. Okay, so
they do.
we've
I
gotten
mean,
up
it's a
in the
fact.
morning and we've been at peace, but are we really? And you were talking about the intention, but are you really setting an intention, or are you just settling for what the day can bring you, or what life
Well,
can
it's
bring you? The overall,
right.
you know,
What's
picture.
it's the 3% that guard the morning routine. I mean, guard it
Right,
with
right.
their life, their time.
Yep,
And time is the key in all this. It's not money,
right,
because money can always be remade. All
right.
right. The time is gone. It's a finite amount that we have in it. When you trade it, get rid of it, sell it basically, or lose it.
I mean, it is. It's the way it
You're,
is.
yeah, okay. And, just you've lost it.
Yeah.
The wealthy know. The reason why I say wealthy, the wealthy not meaning just having tons of money, wealthy in all aspects.
Right.
Okay. Spiritually, all the way down into your bank account. All right. I mean, it's a broad term. The wealthy always starts on the inside and then it manifests on the outside, just as much as we were writing what our vision was, our goals are on a
Right.
piece of paper. What was unseen becomes seen, and that's the action of faith. All right? And nothing happens until you believe, and then you
Believe
start
there,
writing it
there's your
down.
word. Yeah.
Yeah, until you start like writing it down, and then it becomes a measurable thing. Then we can come back and be accountable for what we wrote down and how did it go? What did we do? Did we do good? Did we have some problems? Was this not supportive? We get a way to steer the ship and keep it on course.
But
All
that
right.
also comes into our self-worth as well. So if we are
Mm-hmm.
intentional, first we must believe. We must
Mm-hmm.
believe that we can take the action to go do what we need to do for the day, right?
Yeah, that's a big part of it because there's a lot of us. It goes back 97%.
Right.
Do you believe you can?
Right. And if you
All right.
can't, you can't. But if you can, you can.
Well, you can, but I mean, even that simple saying is, I mean, it's a tough one to think because a lot of times there's a conscious in your mind that's driving that train, and there's a lot of things you don't know that's saying that you can't.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that happen earlier on in your life, even way back in childhood, especially that's saying that it can't. You're saying you can, but your subconscious saying can't, and you have a contradiction and a conflict.
Okay,
It's
so I have
not.
a question for you.
Mhm.
How much of this do you believe discipline is in obedience? Obedience with details.
Obedience is a discipline.
Part of it. Yeah.
Otherwise it's anarchy. There's no discipline in anarchy. It's just whatever the emotion is, whatever the will is at the
Right.
time.
Right.
There's no discipline in it. Obedience is order, and order from God. All right, and that's a must. And without the obedience, there is no fruit because there's no discipline. You don't have any discipline to back it up.
And if you
Nothing
don't have
created.
discipline
There's
and you're in obedience
well,
to just
you
move and
rebellion. It's
do.
rebellion.
Right.
What's the opposite of obedience? It's rebellion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We talked about
Right?
this in several of our past podcasts. So go back and check those out as well, especially on our last podcast we talked about.
Well, I mean, it's simple. It's simple. Listen, discipline is a muscle. And it has to be built.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it takes
it's
time.
a requirement. Like,
Yeah.
you look at potential energy, and potential energy can become kinetic energy, meaning energy in motion. All right, it's transferred. It's active now. It's not potential. It's active and kinetic. And
Right.
so when we have our dreams, we have our visions, we have our ambitions, we see things that we really want in our life. What makes that real is taking action. And taking action requires discipline, daily small steps, small goals, feedback, looking at what happened and what can I do? What did I not do? And how can I get myself in a position for success? All these are small, minute commitments, dedication, and a desire to have a better life in abundance and freedom.
Well, and
If
now
that
what we're
is,
all about here at, Mindful
it,
Nuggets,
it,
where
it
this
is.
is a place for you to come, for you to land, basically be safe, understand that if you're ready to take that next life step, we're here to guide you in that process. And that's what we're talking about here is when you're ready to make that commitment, there's also an understanding that with commitment is discipline. And we must be in this process in order for us to move to the next step, which is taking action.
Yeah. Well, commitment, when we commit, and here's the thing about commitment, we say commitment, but are we being in integrity with commitment? Because commitment
Right.
is really the starting line.
Right.
All right. So when we commit to something, are we really committing to it? Are we backing down? Or we're pressing forward?
Yeah.
I mean, we make commitments, and I know we break a lot of commitments too.
Great
But the
question. Are you
more,
pressing the play button or are you pressing the pause button?
right, or I'll get to it later. Or I'll
Right.
get to it tomorrow. I keep getting it tomorrow. Next thing you know, it's
Right.
months down the road, and nothing changed in your life. You're back where you were. Because the biggest thing I can tell you right now, you may rise up to your goals from time to time, and you may hit the mark. But when you fall, you're always going to fall to your discipline level of your discipline or the
Oh,
lack of.
absolutely. Let's give an example of that. Would you like to give an example of that? Because you and I've had this conversation. So you rise,
Mm-hmm.
say, you're moving forward in, making some success happen.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you are finding that the commitment that you made in the beginning with the consistency that you had and the discipline that was in place, now you kind of fall off of that, right? Now you're not keeping to your word. Now you're out of integrity. Oh, I need to go over here or do this or do that, whatever the case may be for your situation. But the bottom line is that to resonate what you said is that you will fall back to whatever it is that you are now no longer putting into play. It will go back to where it was. So
Right.
you'll lose that.
It's just like a rubber band. You stretch it, you let go of it,
Yes.
it pulls right back.
Right.
Oh yeah. Or even a better example is you really got it going, and then all of a sudden you trip. You're running
Yeah.
full blast down the race road. You're running the race, and then you trip, and you just flat all over the racetrack. You got to
Yep.
get back up and restart,
Yeah. Yeah.
recommit,
And
and
there's
recommit.
always a place to begin. You just have to make the commitment with some discipline and
Right.
action.
But see, yeah, and that's the thing about it too. You're gonna fall. We're all fall.
Hmm.
We're all gonna slide back. We're gonna make mistakes. But to see that thing is we're gonna learn from it.
Right.
But the discipline of continuation to keep getting out there to make it happen, seeing your goals. Okay, we didn't really talk about visualization, but the thing is about that, you got to see it to believe it in here. You got to believe
Right.
it in here. All right.
Right.
So these two are vital. They're about 18 inches apart, and they got to be connected. If they're not connected, it's never going to manifest either. It's not going to work. You got to see it. You got to imagine it. You got to feel it. You got to touch it. And you believe it. I can guarantee if it's something you dearly wanted in your life, you won't stop until you got it. And it could
Right.
be anything. I mean, this is the way it works. But you got to not only see it, but you got to believe it. So these got to be tied together.
Well, again, I go back to the baby stage. I mean, a baby is supposed to get up and walk, but
Yep.
a baby is committed to
Well,
figuring out how to walk because they have seen, well, I'm supposed to do that. How can I do that? How do I make that happen?
I
That
don't know if the
consistent
baby's committed,
effort
knows it's committed, but it's committed in it in
and
the it's ingrained
right,
to
right,
happen.
right.
It's not only they watch it, but it's it we were by design to get up and walk. All of
And
us
they
were.
keep trying over and over. They just keep getting up and
Do
they
they
keep
good?
saying, I'm going to, in their own minds, they're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get up. I'm going to fall back down, but I'm going to get back up. And guess what? They keep moving forward at that point, just like we have, continued to move forward. But again, you're going to fall back down if you don't keep up with what you've taken committed action on.
So really, if you think about it this way, God made us with a purpose, every one of
Yeah.
us, because God doesn't do things without purpose.
No.
He didn't create things without purpose. We are the only species on this planet that does not live up to its fullest potential.
Mm. Yeah.
Why? It's because of choice.
All the time. The choices that we make.
97% of us make a choice not to be the best we can be and
Yeah.
not live up to what God had intended us for us. So three
Very
percent
true.
get it. So 3% get it. And they understand success is no magic formula. There's no trick. There's no silver spoon. There's
Yep.
nothing. You know what it is? It's consistency and discipline
Absolutely.
and working it day in, day out. Believe that you can.
But it's discipline and committed action.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes whatever you're choosing to be successful in, that's what's making you.
Well, it's the routine. That's what it
Yeah,
means, routine. Okay, so
exactly.
it requires, like I said, visualization.
Yeah.
You got to see it and you got to believe it and you got to write it down. And you want to write it down. What are you writing down? Is it busyness or does it contribute to what it is that you really want to create out of your life for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You want something. There's something out there. I guarantee you do. You may not realize it, but there is. But it's by design. So you write these things down. All right. Well, get up in the morning, be committed, get up and say, I'm getting up. And then I'm going to sit down after that and we'll read. Just read 10 pages. Nothing
And I
huge.
want to, I'm glad you're saying that because I really want to encourage our viewers out here today. If you haven't really thought about this, if this is something that hasn't really crossed your mind about being in a committed, perseverance moving forward, and being in discipline and being authentic and taking intentional action, I really want you today to just do one small thing and just make that commitment to do it every single day and see how that changes what direction you're moving in. Just one thing, one, nothing more than that.
The thing is, when you develop the discipline for it, it doesn't take as much willpower. It doesn't take as much thought. It's just like what you created already for yourself
Uh-huh.
in your routine.
Uh-huh.
You don't think about it. You just do it.
Right.
Okay. Once you do that, discipline yourself to it, then it gets to that point. It's not that hard. It's a routine habit. We're creatures of habit, and you can develop the habit.
No, and that's what Stephen was talking about today. So obedience with no details. So in other words, you're doing it with no questions. In other words, if I said come here, you're not asking me why. You're just you trust enough, you understand that you need me, right? Or I need you.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you when the spirit says, I need you to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to question it because I know I won't be left alone until I get it done, no matter what questions I ask. I just know
Right.
that it needs to be done. That's the obedient part. And the trust part is knowing that God is not going to harm you.
Right.
He
Right.
has your best
Exactly.
intention. All right. But he's also going to make you grow. And that's on hurt. We'll need to have another podcast about experiencing pain
Oh yeah.
because,
That's a great one.
sometimes, yeah,
That's a
because
great one.
things hurt and discipline sometimes hurts. It
Yes,
really
it
does.
does.
Your
So what
body's sore from moving. If you worked out and you're going to work out starting over again, I guarantee you don't have lactic acid. You don't get sore. You're hurt. You don't moan about it, and But you get up and do it again. Why? Because it gets good results.
right. Exactly.
And so that's the other
Exactly.
thing in the morning too. Get your body in motion. Don't drink coffee.
Absolutely.
Don't drink coffee
Absolutely. Don't drink
first thing in the
coffee,
morning.
don't drink soda, don't drink tea. Get up in the
Anything
morning.
with caffeine in it because
Yeah,
it messes with your indocin. And the indocin is your coming awake is a hormone that comes out, flushes out. And if you trap it because caffeine constricts,
right.
then
Right.
the belief of coffee's gonna wake you up, caffeine's gonna wake you up in the morning. It's actually complete opposite. Drink water. Drink water
Absolutely.
first thing. You need to rehydrate, you need to restart, refresh,
Flush the toxins because
get all that
as you
out.
sleep at night,
Yeah,
the
listen to
toxins
the
are filtering.
nutritionist there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So as the
yeah.
toxins are, flushing out of the body, the way to get them the rest of the way out of the body is to make sure when you wake up from sleeping and that liver detoxifying, all those toxins are sitting in the kidneys and the water pushes that out of the system. And the brain fog, you open up in your brain, you start
Mhm.
thinking, you start having energy, your metabolism starts boosting, and you're like, wow, okay,
Get
how
get
do I
moving.
start this
Get some
day?
oxygen out
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
absolutely.
because I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're sedentary, that you're sitting still, just you're not getting oxygen content up to your brain. Your brain needs a lot. People don't think about that. It needs a lot of fuel. It needs a lot of oxygen.
And it needs good fuel, good
Yes, not
nutrition.
diesel.
Not
Good
yeah,
high
not
octane
diesel fuel. We
gas.
need good. We need the good
Yeah,
good gasoline to get it going. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Pure stuff.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So I mean, it's just again. So write down what your intentions are that you want to accomplish. Make sure. Ask yourself why. Okay. I want to challenge. Yeah, challenge you. Challenge why you're writing it down. Is it busyness? Does
Yeah.
it contribute to what you're after? Okay, so it may not be the best choice for you to go after that first thing. Go after the most difficult thing the first thing in the morning when you
No,
have
we're
the,
just asking that you take one small thing.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing. Whatever you want to
Start
choose.
with that,
Okay.
whatever it is you choose. Don't make it
But
hard though. Just make it one
no,
small
no,
thing that
no.
you know you can
Make
make a
it
commitment
easy.
to.
Tell
Yeah.
yourself make it easy because it can be easy.
Yeah.
We make it
Absolutely.
difficult because we choose to make it difficult, and that's a tendency that we have. But what I'm saying is just some basic things that you do. Read, all right, walk, drink water, fuel your body correctly,
Mhm.
be still first thing, be in
Yeah.
gratitude. All these things build a life for you because now you're in charge.
Yeah.
The world's not trying to, the world will try, but you get the choice to say, no,
Right. You get to tell the world if you don't want to do it or not completely. If
guard it,
it's not in alignment with you, then don't do it.
guard it. You have value, immense value. And when you start seeing your value, you start living in value. All
Yeah.
right.
And
Because you're
don't start, don't wait for motivation to kick in. Just go do it.
now
Go do it. Yeah.
motivation is like a shot of cortisol in your arm or in your hip for us older people.
Because
But
eventually momentum will follow. So you don't need to
yeah,
just
well,
wait for motivation.
motivation,
Just get going.
right, is motivation is motion. All right.
Right.
But it does, it wears out. Discipline is going to be the key.
Yeah. How you show up every day.
Motivation, because the motivation people motivate you, get fired up 3 days later, it's gone. You need another shot, and
Yeah.
they're gone. So
Yeah.
so you don't get that. So motivation, where is it at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning when you're just saying, my body is just rebelling right now. Where's the motivation to get you fired up? Get up and go do it. It's not there. It's the discipline. It's just as simple as that. And again, we went over the keys. Basically, you got your potential energy, you got everything. You got everything. Now, I know you have everything because God planted it in you.
Right.
All right. It's up to you to choose to put it in motion. The discipline's going to be key, and consistent action is going to be the key. All right. So I think we just ran through our 30 minutes. So
I think that
we're,
we tapped on every key point. Yeah. So in a nutshell, discipline is what is considered inevitable backbone of every achievement.
it
It
always has
starts
been.
with being, quiet, being basically in the dark, being by yourself, and taking that committed action is the next step. So, hopefully, you've been following our previous podcasts because that's led up to this conversation today. We're going to take you into the next part of that next Monday. And
Mm-hmm.
that is, let's see. Oh, what is O? Do you know what O is going to be, Mr. William, for next week?
Oh my goodness.
Is O going to be opportunity, or are we looking at owning it? Are we? I like owning
That's it.
it.
Well,
That's
you
our
know what?
slogan. Just
See the
own it.
well, yeah. See, this is this great thing about having your own
Mm-hmm.
business, your own
Right.
entity, your own self in
Right.
authenticity. You get to create
Yeah.
wherever you would love to have it, or whatever God puts on
God
you
puts on your
to,
heart. Yeah.
yeah, to speak about. See, that's instead of somebody telling you
Yeah.
what to do and how to do and when to have it by, you get to be in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's a scary thing. You and I both talked about this. We talked about it in the last podcast. So make sure you go catch that as well. It's a scary thing to start your entrepreneurial program for yourself and what you want to do, whatever your purpose is. Maybe you want to step out and open up your own electrician business or open up your own handyman business. It's scary, for sure. It's scary, but if you'll just have that discipline of the plan that you lay in place or the plan that God puts on your heart, and you work that, and you surround yourself with people who are already doing that, like we do here at Mindful Nuggets, we surround you with people who are in that direction, who have been moving, who have made things happen, and you get to learn. You get to pick your own style. You get to learn different ways. You get to hear different things. And that's the beauty of what we offer here at Mindful Nuggets. You know, our Nugget Lounge is tomorrow. It's always on Tuesday at 11 a.m. And we
It is
invite,
ownership. Own
yeah,
it.
it's
Ownership.
ownership.
Own it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
own
just
it.
own it. And
All right, so that's next week.
it
Ownership,
is.
just
And
own it.
it doesn't have to, you don't have to be in business. I can tell you one thing about being in business is a tax offset. There's a lot of things around the business that, it may not be a full-time business and you are a high producer too. And high producers pay taxes, but they don't have any tax deductions because you're highly limited because you've been trained to be
Right.
in the income bracket. All right. You're not trained to be in the revenue bracket.
That's a completely different
That's
topic.
a different,
So,
yeah, there's a
yeah,
whole different category, but it's a mindset, a
right.
way of thinking. And I mean, I don't care if you're making $500,000 a year, you're paying taxes out the wazoo on it. And there's ways to come to work that to where you get to keep a bigger share of that.
Oh, and it's funny you're
So,
talking about that because I was listening to my son yesterday when we went to lunch, and my daughter, who's a teacher, she was very open about what she needed for her classroom. And, my son was, who's also, has his own Edward Jones um, establishment. But the bottom line is, he was like, if you can find a way that, I'm still able to contribute, and I'm still able, though, to see that contribution goes to you in your classroom. He said that would, I mean, he knew that tax line right there of what he needed that to be in order for it to be helpful to her, but yet he was able, to get the return
yeah,
on the tax deduction for making the donation. So I thought that
right.
was pretty
You know,
interesting that
well,
he thought that way.
but again, you, I'll put it simply. When you go through the education system, you're
Mm,
trained to get a job, trained to earn a livelihood. It
absolutely.
does not train you to think like the wealthy. It's quite the contrary because why get people into a position where they can think on their own and create their own wealth and not pay taxes
Hmm.
when I can have it the other way and I can make all the money because technically it's all Uncle Sam's money anyway. Well, it's God's money, but it's Uncle
It's
Sam's
actually it's
derivative.
God's
Like
money. We don't own it.
way you think way it thinks. You get taxed for this, you get taxed for state, you get taxed
Right.
for gas. You get. I mean, it's like their monopoly money. It's just like they don't need it. They print money all day long.
Right.
But they send it to us so we can just pay them so they can use it however they want to. And they've been pretty open about how they've been spending it, and a lot of us hadn't agreed how they've been doing that.
Right.
So, but either way, that's another rabbit hole to go down later. But anyway, and so is this. Is what I'm saying. Ownership is very important because when you own something, it's hard to take it away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. The only one who could take it away is God.
Right, and when you're a debtor, like you're living the lifestyle, but you got a house payment,
Right.
you got car payments, you got insurance, all that, and you got not left. There's no wealth and there's just stress in it.
Yeah.
It owns you. And so
So bring
what
back
is
your
it that
ownership.
what is it that you can transfer in your discipline, in your design for what your
Right.
life is that's gonna get you over the hump? Start thinking not the way the system designed you to think, but start thinking as your authentic self and what God planted in you to be. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be aware there's opportunities that will create wealth as you're working a job and not just rely on the hope of having retirement.
Right.
And then a big event happen like COVID and changes the entire landscape of it. And then all of a sudden, then we're seeing the inflation and then also the deflation of the dollar, because it's not worth what it used to be because we pump trillions back into it. So, I mean, look at any society. Eventually, the money becomes worthless in the society in there.
Yeah.
Roman money is not good unless you can find it as cold gold or silver or something like that. But anybody that mints paper, it's paper.
Yeah.
It's worth nothing. It's trash.
Ever heard the saying, it's not worth the money, or it's not worth
It's
the
printed,
money it's
right?
printed on? Yeah.
Printed on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just little things like that. Just small things that can transition in your awareness, and then start disciplining yourself to say, hey, I just woke up and now I get it. All right, now let's get a plan together to get me to here, because I don't want to be stuck here with the 97%.
Okay, but if
Right?
you don't want to be stuck in that 97%, you're going to have to surround yourself with the people who have made that success
Think that way.
happen.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
I invite you to be here at Mindful Nuggets. Join us here on the podcast every Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. on the
8
East
p.m.
Coast,
Eastern, 5
and then
p.m.
5
Pacific.
p.m. on
We'd
the
love to
Pacific.
have you.
Yeah.
We're live, and yeah, come join us. And
And yeah, come and get in these conversations with us, and let's
yeah,
have these
join us in the
conversations with you.
conversations. Stay on
Yeah.
top. Just stay on topic and keep it clean. And
Yeah. And then we
let's have
also
those
want to invite you
conversations.
to the Nugget Lounge. So if you haven't registered to be with us at the Nugget Lounge, please go to our Facebook page. Join us at Mindful Nuggets on the Facebook page in Life's Next Chapter, and
Oh
be
yeah,
a
the
part
store.
of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we do have our Mindful Nuggets merchandise store. So you can go to Mindful Nuggets at the Shopify store, Printify store, and you can get your own merchandise right here with us and be with us, and
Yeah.
be a part of what we are
Where
offering.
would you believe? But there's other things that we're putting in the store too that's coming up that is actually helpful along in the household for your health. There's all sorts of things that we'll be adding on this fall that is in contribution to the better way of life for you and others as well, and an opportunity
That is
for you to join
correct.
in. Oh.
So make sure
All
you join
right.
us. We will be back next Monday right here at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 on the West Coast. And come and be with us. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel as well. All right. Just
Make a
own it.
commitment to put some discipline in your life, something small. Make a change in your life.
Absolutely.
Make an intentional change that's on better you and get you to where you would like to go, whatever it is that you want in life. Even if it's just a little thing, accomplish it. Use discipline to get you there.
All
See
right,
the
join us
change.
next week as we tap into the letter O, and that's going to be, as Mr. Williams said, on ownership. So, as we say here at Mindful Nuggets, just own it. We'll see you next
Just
week.
don't. All right.
Have a great
Goodbye.
night, everyone.